welcome to the Eagle's Kitchen. You are cooking with the Eagle himself, all right? They call me the Eagle or the Cooking Eagle. Today we're gonna be doing Guyanese black cake. So let me tell you this. We have different kind of black cake. They call it rum cake, they call it fruit cake, they call it black cake, but I'm gonna give you the original recipe for a good black cake. Black cake is being used for weddings, for Christmas, and we're in the Christmas season, so I'm going to show you a step-by-step process as how we're going to do this. But before I do that, listen, I want you to subscribe to my channel, like and share us on Facebook at Eagle Spicy Kitchen. All right, so the first step we're going to do here is, this is all my ingredients. All right, I have my tools here. I got my cake mixture here. I have my hand mixture. I have my bowl. I have my spatula here. I'm going to show you how I'm going to prep my pan for my cake. So first of all, I have my sugar. This is 1 pound of brown sugar. And I like to use cane sugar, all right? It's very important, you know, what kind of sugar you use. So that's a pound of brown sugar. And now I'm using 4 bars of butter, which is equivalent to 1 pound of butter. And basically, I'm actually doing unsalted butter here. So I'm going to be blending these 4 bars of butter. So 1 pound of sugar and 1 pound of butter. I want to let you know that in the description portion of my YouTube channel, you're going to find all these ingredients and the portion of it. All right, so I'm chopping them up a little bit. So this butter here is room temperature. Keep it at room temperature so it's going to easily. So first step is, in here I have a pound of sugar, brown sugar, which is cane sugar, all right, and I have a pound of butter. And so we're going to start this here with low speed. I'm trying to incorporate the butter and the sugar. And about a minute or so, we're going to start with low speed. And then we're going to take it to high speed and we're going to beat it until it becomes light and fluffy. All right? I'm starting to increase the... So we're making some black cake. Some people call it rum cake. Well, I don't use no rum, so I cannot call it rum cake. So it is a black cake. Now while that is beating, we're going to be using 12 eggs. We're going to be using some burnt sugar. If you don't have pre-made burnt sugar, you can burn that sugar on the stove yourself. I'm going to be using some Banco wine, or you can use port wine or brandy wine. I'm using 5 pounds of fruits, and I have different, I've actually made some fruits from star fruits or 5-finger, what you call it. So I have like about 2 pounds of that. Then I have some prunes, I have some raisin, and this I actually cured for the last 2 years, all right? So I normally have my fruits aged for years. If you can't age your fruits, then I'll show you one day how you can prepare it on the stove for immediate use. Here I have a pound of flour. I have some cherry essence. I have here some mixed essence. I have a cup of chopped cherries because I like a little bit of surprise. I have a teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, and I have 1.5 teaspoons of nutmegs. Here I have 1 teaspoon of baking powder. All right, so we're going to take this up now to high speed, and we're going to let this beat until it becomes light and fluffy. All right, So we're gonna let that beat. All right, while my sugar and my butter is incorporated, I'm gonna be toasting or parching like about a cup of chopped almonds. Now, you don't have to put almonds or peanuts if you don't want to in your black cake. But I like a little bit of surprise. You know, my family love a little bit of nuttiness in our black cake. But you can skip this process, all right? So right now, what I have here, just on a frying pan, I'm just parching this, make it a little bit crunchy, so that I will toss it in the black cake. So I'm doing 1 pound of black cake, which I have a pound of brown sugar and 4 bars or 1 pound of butter that is actually blending there. And so I'm waiting on this to parch, and as soon as this is finished, I'll show you how I'm going to use this. We're gonna check this now. Let me see. We're gonna make sure we're halfway there. I wanna make sure everything is incorporating. Okay, good. Now while I have that is beating there, I'm going to start working on my eggs. So while our sugar and our butter is beating up, I'm going to be working on the eggs. So I'm going to be using 12 eggs. And you want to make sure you take out this little fella right there from your eggs. There is a reason why I'm doing this. You don't want to break all your eggs in the bowl. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if one of the eggs are not good, then you basically lose all the eggs. That little white thing, you want to separate it out, you want to get it out. All right, the next step is while we're having our butter and our sugar is still beating, we're gonna work with another set of ingredients. So I have my 12 eggs right now in here. And also I'm gonna be adding half of the amount of my mix essence. And I'm gonna be adding half amount of my cherry essence in there. And I'm gonna beat this up now. I'm gonna beat this egg until it becomes light and fluffy. And I'm beating this egg with my hand beater on a super high. Now while I'm beating this now, I'm gonna add in, this is my nutmeg. Oh my God, this is already smelling real good. Also, I'm adding in 3 teaspoons of rosewater. And I'm adding in, this is now my cinnamon, my grind cinnamon. So now my egg mixture is ready. My sugar is dissolved in my butter. So I have a nice white, if you notice there, a nice white fluffy texture. And that's the texture that I'm looking for. So far this is the simple process, so don't worry. Okay, so now this is my fluffy texture. So now I'm going to fold this in here. Now I'm going to mix this together. I'm going to start a little bit low here. And I'm going to incorporate my eggs. 12 eggs, 1 pound of brown sugar, 1 pound of brown cane sugar, okay? Sugar is important in our type. Okay. So this is looking good so far. So now I'm going to be adding my remaining amount of essence. That's my mixed essence. This is my cherry essence. I'm going to incorporate this. All right, so my egg, butter, sugar, essence, and my dry ingredients, my spices are here looking good. Now, what I will be doing now is that I'm going to be dropping inside of my flour. This is a tablespoon of baking powder. What I'll be doing now is that make sure that my baking powder is mixed with my flour well. This is important that you do this. You mix your baking powder. And now this is what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start incorporate my flour. I'll use this back in a minute. Start incorporating my flour here. All the measurement is in the description box. Please like and share. Try this recipe. Tell me how it comes out. You notice I'm gradually adding my flour, right? And I'm beating it on one. See that? One on one. All right, so all my remaining flour is going in now. Right, it's looking good so far. Make sure I got everything. Now, if I was doing a sponge cake, I would have stopped at this process. But remember, this is a black cake, correct? See, look at that. Perfecto. Now I'm going to be adding in this process. You can skip. You don't have to do this process. Well, we love the nuts, but you don't have to. So I'm actually going to be using like half a cup instead of one. Also, I have in here a cup of chopped cherries. So we're going to incorporate our cherry in there. All right, and the most important part now, I have my 5 pounds of fruits here. So I'm going to be putting 3/4 of it there. And in another video, I'll show you how I'm making these fruits. Wow, this smells good. Now this is the hardest part. Ladies, if you're doing this, you might want to ask your husband for help, or your brother, or your father. Somebody needs to help you, because this is going to be the hardest part to do. See? So my cake is nice there. Okay, we're looking good. So I'm going to be adding. So basically I have here like about 5.5 pounds of fruits. If I realize I need a little bit more, I'm going to be adding some more too. Let me see how this looks so far. Things look good so far. I'm going to be adding. So that brings me up to 5.5 pounds of fruits. All right, so I'm coming back to this. So I'm going to go now and I'm going to start up my oven to bake. And I'm going to start at 300. I'm now going to preheat my oven to 300. And then after an hour of baking, I'll bring it down to 275. So oven is preheating there. So we're coming back to our cake now. So here it is. So now that I have a pound of butter, pound of sugar, 12 eggs, pound of flour, I have my essence, I have my nutmegs and spices, my cherries, all my little surprise. The nuts, if you don't want to use the nuts, you don't have to use the nuts. 3 teaspoons of the rosewater. Now this is what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be adding my burnt sugar. Brown sugar is what's going to start changing its color. Okay. Gotta keep turning, guys. You gotta keep turning. I'm gonna be adding some more burnt sugar. Burnt sugar is what's going to bring out the color actually. Beautiful. Just the color I wanted. Gotta turn, because I said this is the hardest part. All right, that is it. Cake is ready to pan off to go in the oven. All right. So that's where we have it so far. So here I have a piece of freezer paper or grease-proof paper, and what I'll be doing is I'll be getting this pan prepared now. All right. So you want to butter this pan. This process is very important. All right. So the reason I'm doing this, I'm greasing this pan because I want to make sure the cake would not stick good. So what I'm doing here now is that so paper stick well, and now I'm going to grease the paper. I'm going to make sure the sides, so in this case the cake comes out easily. Now some people put flour after they do this process. I would advise you not to, because your cake is going to be so clumsy. It's going to have a lot of crumbs. So see, so my pan is well buttered. And now I'm going to be taking a portion of this cake. I'm going to put it in here. And you don't want to overfill your pan. You want to half your pan because this cake is going to rise up. You're giving it a little bit of compound. All right, there you have it. And so I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to leave this here. And I'm going to wait until the oven is preheated to 300. All right, so our oven is 300 and it's ready. So I'm going to get this baby in there. And this is going to bake for an hour. After 1 hour, we're going to be reducing it back to, we're going to reduce it to 275 and let it bake for another 45 minutes. So I'll come back and I'll show you the finishing product in another 2 hours. All right. All right, I just got my black cake out of the oven. And so now I'm going to be pouring some Banco wine. You want to do this process while the cake is still hot, all right? So there it goes, guys. Make sure that it's, and there's, when it cools, we're gonna come back, we're gonna take it out and show you the finishing product. All right? All right, so this is the finishing product of the black cake, right? So we bake it, it's now cold. My goodness, this is so beautiful. Look at that. All right. So this is, you see how moist it is? Look, this is how black cake has to be. All right, let me give you a better shot so you will be able to see it. Look at this. Wow, you see? Can you give me a close-up shot? Let me see how juicy this cake is. Look at that. I told you the Eagle does the best black cake. My God, look at that. So moist. All right, so we'll do a taste test. See? I challenge everybody out there. Try me with a black cake. I do the best black cake. I'm gonna show you something why. See, black cake has to be as moist. Look, see, I could see that. Wow, man, look at that. All right, thank you for watching. Don't forget, subscribe. Also like and follow me on Facebook on Eagle Spicy Kitchen. All right, thank you. Goodbye.